Yeah. So we've been talking about the idea of before and implying anything in time as after. Yes. So before and after, just in its nice imagery. Non-duality starts at before and affects after. Yeah. If after is placed in the before position, it can obscure the before. Yes. Because it will now be the before looking for the before. Yeah. Because the only thing that can appear after is the before. It's the only reality there is in town. As Ramana said so beautifully, the greatest mystery, which means it's quite important in a sense. The greatest mystery, being ourselves reality, is reality wanting to attain reality. So that would be in our little picture, the before seemingly taking itself to be the after, searching for the before. Yeah. And as we said, I don't know if it was here or back there, but in my view, the selfing, the mental process of claiming the conscious contact that we bring about through, and then the contact happens through those gates, the 5 gates and the 6th gate of noticing or seeing thoughts and stuff like that. The mental state arises in time, obviously, because nothing arises in timelessness. There's no rising and waning in timelessness. It just is, yeah. But after, so the mental state arises and claims whatever it is, yeah, and says and uses it to imply there's a you, because its whole narrative is self-centered, yes. And the idea of self we're using is the idea more as from recovery, long-lasting, independent, separate entity. This feeling or sense that we're special and unique, and our feelings and thoughts and actions are quite terminally unique. Yeah. And so this is what kills actually people in recovery, is the terminal uniqueness. They can't see the commonality of what has defeated you because they think their thoughts are theirs. Yeah. And they're doing them when they're not just thoughts. Yes. The idea of being the doer comes after the thought is claimed. There's no thinker of a thought. There's the claiming of a thought to imply the thinker. You see? This is an important movement because it just redoes itself constantly. Something comes first, yeah, and then something comes after, and that after is put before that thing that came first. Yeah, and it changes the way we see, because if you believe what non-duality says, that you are what you're looking for, or as Ramana said, being ourselves reality, we are the before, like it or not. We are that before, and nothing that comes after can be before that. Yeah. So we have the eyes to see which comes after, and what comes after is the idea of a noun after the claiming of the verbing. Yeah. So things are happening. Everything has the tail of ing. Yeah. Happening, doing, feeling, tasting, loving, hating, all this. They're all verbing. They're all actions with really no beginning or end. They're just different streams of it. Yeah. So this segment would be loving and then hating, and just goes on and on and on. So what comes after is the noun idea. And then the noun is placed before. Yeah. And then now the before is the after, and it affects everything else that comes after it. See, this is why if you're chanting you're not a body, it's probably as a body. And therefore that chanting that you would feel is going to release you is reinforcing the identification, because the after is before everything now, and it's infecting everything that comes after. Yeah, if you want to call it infecting, it's affecting or influencing everything that comes after. And that's why it says that if this is the case, that the non-existent thing is now seen to be the existent thing, yeah, which means it's now the before, and it seeks for salvation, if that's the case, which it is, then its spiritual practices themselves are reinforcing the non-existent thing or the after. Yeah. So their search for the before is reinforcing the after. Yeah. Because we are the before. Yeah. Using before to search for the before, that's actually after. Yeah. You see it logically, and then you feel it sensationally. Yeah. You feel it in your gut. You feel it like an aha that reverberates, or a unsaid yes or something. That's how I used to describe it. I remember I was sitting in satsang, and I really felt this knowing was before knowledge, and it put so much to rest. Just sitting at satsangs, a lot of shit that was agitated and activated smoothed out. Yeah, by the active presence of the before. Yeah, and we are that. So if you are awake, and here you can seem not to be awake, and you can seem to be awake, wouldn't it be nice to walk around with the fact that you are awake as the foundation, not the dualistic foundation of I could be awake, and then I can lose being awake, and then maybe I can reawaken, and all like this. Yeah, you would have watching all those shenanigans a root in the fact that you're awake. Yeah. So your pole would be deep enough that the flag wouldn't fly off. Yes. In the pulling this way and that way, the past and future, you would weather those attractions because you would be rooted in something that's solid. Yes. Yeah. You would be making so what's actually so instead of making so what's not so. You landed on the right number. Yeah. All of us who have arrived at non-duality have won, in a sense, because you can't get before this. Yeah. The only territory that's there is what we are. There's nothing else before that. Yeah. So it's sort of like we used to have that thing with the camera, and the head is in front of the camera, and what we are is behind the camera. Yeah. That which is in front of the camera will never get behind the camera. Yeah. This is the horse and the cart lined up. So faith can grow in this fact. And that faith is what gives you a certainty when all the conditions and the environment and the volatility of, let's say, your health and everything else may giving you different messages. You're rooted in something that's a fact, and it's a fact. It's pulsating all the time. Yeah, it's the most constant thing in time because it's not of time. Yeah, and there you can finally rest your freaking head. You can. And just be done with so much fucking shit. Like we were talking today, one of the drawbacks of this is I know the second a virus comes in me, I can sense it, I feel it, and I witness the whole fucking show from the beginning to when you think it's going, and then it reasserts, and then I got a front row seat, and I can't speed up the time. I can't do shit. It's there. Yeah. I mean, you're here all the time, day, night, every time. Yeah. Yeah. You never get gypped. You would like to get gypped of some shit, but you never get gypped. Yeah. And it has a slower time. Some things, other things that are appearing in us don't have the same time sequence as us. They start really slow, and they meander and shit like that. And at that point, as the action figure in the world of after, you're at the effect of it. Yeah. You want the virus to stop. You have an important job interview, or you got this, or you got to catch the plane, and it really doesn't give a shit. It's just going to live out its vacation in you, be it 2 days or 4 days or 5 days, and it's going to leave when it wants to leave. Yeah. How much power does that make you feel? You have. Doesn't make you feel like you have much power, does it? A lot of the things in this life totally rebut our little storyline. We're put on our knees all the fucking time. Traffic, everything. Yes? There's a dilemma there. There is. We need the sense or the feeling or the surety of the before, but we're only looking in the after. And the one key in all the after is us as the before, and the head has us as something after. Yeah. And now we are at the effect of duality. Like the Course in Miracles says it in a really beautiful way. It says, you and I are dreaming this dream. We forget that we're dreaming, which how could that possibly happen? It couldn't, but it can seem to happen. Yeah. That's what dreaming is. Yes. Dreaming is seemingly so, isn't it? It's appearing to be so to what's dreaming, but it's not a dream. It's not, it doesn't, it's essential that there's a dreaming for this to occur. There's no dream. There's no thing called a dream that has a whole circus and a show that shows up. We're the participant of it. We're the dreaming. So it's saying you and I are the dreaming of this dream. We forget it. How the hell did that happen? Well, the way I see it is by the act of being identified as the dreamt, yeah, we seemingly forget the dreaming, that we're the dreaming. And what happens? Well, the Course in Miracles tells us, it says, now everything that you've been dreaming, you're now giving it the ability to affect you. Yeah. So now you've got an ass and something's going to shoot that ass. Yeah. It's just the way it goes. So what do you do with this information? Nothing. Let the information do something with you. Just let it hit and don't, because your head will file it away as quickly as possible. Let it meander and see where it goes. I'm telling you, it's like a seed. If it finds this, it's going to root in. Non-duality is nothing, but it's the most solid thing to hold on to. Yeah. Because if you've had an aha and a lot of ahas about it, that bell is still ringing. To me, it was is the last answer. It took away all need for any other answer. Because instead of finding the before or having experiences of the before or worshiping the before or working super hard to arrive there, I realized I'm not all that's motivated that way. And I find out I am the before, not as any description, but as a sensation, as a feeling. And the constancy of whatever that is, the I am, blows everything else out of the water. It is the basis, or it's the screen that holds every freaking movie that can occur. Yeah. After a while, if you're rubbing against constancy, it's going to inform you of stuff. Maybe not in words, but in a sensation, in a feeling, in your gut, to me. So the non-duality is perfect because you don't need to find the before. You are, yeah, but you're living as if you're in the after. Yeah? And of course, if you are, solutions have an opposite problems. Yeah, things don't work. And then they do, just like we talked about last night at a retreat, and the warnings they had to give you after the 3 weeks because of the fragility of your condition now. Don't go on a freeway. Don't listen to, fucking Tool on the way home or whatever you want to call it. Any loud, don't, you know what I mean? What's the value of that if it has to be fucking hermetically sealed and constantly controlled and, oh no, anything could break it. I had the example of when we were living in Australia. It was so cool. This guy had a large amount of property. He was at the Course in Miracle cult I was involved in Wisconsin. And these people in Byron Bay, Australia, there was a number of them there. They left at the same time, and we got a place to live on his property. And he had this huge place, and at like 5:15, he would drive around telling everyone to be quiet because at 5:30 it was his time to meditate. But he was totally fucking unhappy and unpeaceful, driving around telling everyone to get ready to be shut up because at 5:30 the peace begins. You know what I mean? To me, it's insane. You're surrendering the peace of the moment with this peace you think you're going to control at 5:30 to 6:30. That's not a random event. That's one of the streams of thought. That's how it goes. Yeah, you're getting agitated about what you think is going to bring you release from all agitation. That's why I think the word awakening, most people would have been better off never hearing it. Yeah, if they never heard about awakening, they could have had a better shot at it. And then enlightenment has just fucking driven tons of people crazy. Yes, could you imagine? Enlightenment, the name, one of the definitions it refers to is the cessation of all suffering, and the way people are holding it, it's causing suffering. Wouldn't you think that would get your attention? I don't know. Seems funny. It gets my attention. I'm using something that's aggravating me to lead me to peace. It just doesn't, I don't know. It just seems weird to me. So this whole idea that before is because the whole movie is different in the after. It just is. Yeah. And as Jesus says, you're in this world, but you're not of this world. So I would say the ofness is of the before, or the unborn, like a guy named Bankyo something, an old Zen, where he talked about the unborn. We're all the unborn. Yeah. So we obviously, when birth occurs, time starts. Yes, in a way. Yeah. So there we are, the unborn, or the before, and yet all the while we're taking ourselves seemingly, or just living habitually as an after, which is then suddenly at the whim of duality. Yeah. So there's always going to be some shit with the good and shit like that. Yes. And you can't escape it. If you believe one side of the coin is valid, here the other side is going to be valid. Yeah. But you can find rest, not out here. We can find rest in this bed when people get better. But the rest, while you're ill and while you're uncomfortable, is not from here. It's of us. Yeah. And it's right where we are, because we're not in a physical body. Where we are is everywhere. And the I am is pulsating. And I believe there's knowledge above the I am or around it. And that knowledge, the way when I ran into this guy, Ramesh Balsekar, I don't know, you haven't heard these. So this is good. A lot of people sometimes they still do, send me videos, and I don't usually watch them. So this person knows I don't watch them. So he said, you got to watch this video. So I put it on, and after 10 minutes, it starts, and it's at this guy's place, Ramesh Balsekar in Bombay, that I had been to. Yeah. So I'm going, oh, all right, I remember that room, and Ramesh. And then Ramesh asked somebody, and it's me. So he's talking to me, and he starts using this example to get something across to everyone and me. And it's sort of about this kind of knowledge that's before knowledge. Yeah. And he says, all right, let's say you take yourself to be the personal presence, and then there's the impersonal presence. Okay. And he says, Paul, do you have a place to live where you're from? I go, yeah. He says, okay, good. So when you go to work, do you forget that you have a place to live? I said, no, I don't forget I have a place to live. He says, well, do you have to start chanting, you have a home, you have a home, you have a home? I go, no. He says, well, maybe if you stay overtime, does more time convince you you don't have a home? No, doesn't do it. Hey, you got to work in Europe from America. Does distance or space make it that you'll forget that you have a place? No. I just have I know I have a place. Yeah. And no matter what happens in work, it doesn't convince me I don't have a place. Yes. So this is what he's saying. He says the impersonal presence is what would be, or the personal presence, it would be what would be chanting, it's the impersonal presence. And the impersonal presence is the impersonal presence, no matter how everything's appearing. And basically, this, that what I am cannot be forgotten, and it doesn't need to be remembered. Yeah, there's a knowledge built in all of us, and that knowledge is like the I am, a reverberation of it, and it's like you have it. Yeah, and no matter how much time and space occurs, it doesn't convince you otherwise. This is to me the establishing of it. Yeah, because the taste of the before, the sense of the before, the seeing of the before, you will see a huge contrast in the looking after, the feeling after, and shit like that. You'll see it differently. You will. And what happens? It just verifies itself by its own expression. You don't have to convince yourself anymore. It'll convince. It's convincing in itself. Yeah. And you lose interest in the you. That's the whole axis that the duality is running on. Yes, you lose interest in that you. Yeah, and that to me is the whole movement. It's a migration of interest, and that interest, I have enough to entertain this, what's going on in the body or the chest. I have enough to hear this, everything like that. There's no finite amount of interest and attention, but the movement of interest and attention, yeah, does something. And when it stops moving and it's not directed by the head, that's presence to me. That's what I'm feeling. I'm feeling undirected interest and attention. So, because a lot of the interest and attention has to go to what you're not to make it seem like it's so. It's a lot of work to make something that's not so seem like it's so. There's no work to recognize what's so. None. It's totally disarming. You can put it all down. Yeah. Yeah. So this is great. It's like the musical square around the Zoom. Yeah. That's cool. Frame. It doesn't matter what frame you put around. Still nothing. Beautiful. You can't do it. You can't get it. You can't lose it. You can't have it. You can't think yourself out of it. You can't do yourself out of it. You can't feel yourself out of it. All it is about misdirected belief. Once you see the emperor with no clothes, there'll be a point where you'll see the emperor with no clothes when it's wearing clothes. There will be a point. Yeah. The peak experiences aren't necessary anymore. Dog shit awareness has been established. Great. Yeah. Yeah. So sick comes out. You're not sick comes out. Yeah. It obviously, as demonstrated in my own experience, the action figure is irrelevant to it. It's just I could be, my two legs could be getting cut off right now, and satsang could occur. It seems like that. I've been in so many situations, and it just comes out no matter what. uh, I can never see the before because I am the before. Yeah, I can never see it. That's what you lose. You lose interest in the way the dualistic frame knows things and gets things. You lose interest in it. You lose interest in intelligence. You lose interest in calculating and figuring it out. You lose interest if it's 8 multi-dimensional universes or 12. You lose interest in all that stuff. Yeah, your interest is like playing at the beach. My interest was trying to find another rock that had a straight, side, so I could put another rock on it. That's how it is. I could be doing that all day. just oh, time going to water, come out. Yeah, nothing else going on. Nothing. And I get absorbed. It's great. I love those fucking rock things. And this place is a plethora. I cannot believe how many rocks there are on these beaches. It's great. Yeah, perfect. So I Vlad said, which I'm still writing, the other day when he shared that he's found great beauty in the ordinary, and I feel that. I feel the gateless gate is not adorned or ornamented. Yeah, I know. It's just day to day. Yeah, no matter what you're seeing, you're seeing. Yeah, no matter how you're feeling, you're feeling. No matter what you're hearing. Yeah, that's amazing, isn't it? The head always wants to get into the differences and then to talk about this or that, but they're all brought to us by consciousness or contact, seeing, hearing, feeling, tasting, touching. Yeah, the seeing doesn't seem to be affected by what's seen. Yeah, my head was seeing as clearly on my worst day when I got run over than on an exquisite, blissful day. Yeah, same thing with seeing. It didn't seem to have any preference or point or turn away. Yeah, it's just seeing. So what is that? But that's the first event in the after. Yeah, that's where you can really meet the before, because it's triggering the whole thing. It's triggering the seeing, hearing, feeling, tasting, touching, the existing. That's it, right there. To have it so quickly turned into the after by the head. Yeah. If there could be a pause, which there is a lot, you'll see it. You'll see the head is after, and there is something unbelievably before, and it's way over our pay scale. I don't know how you react to it, but you're not going to react to it with knowledge and shit. You're not going to extract a piece of it and study it. This is what was happening the other day. Somebody was telling me they can't study what's studying, you know? Like when they're doing this scientific shit, they're studying something. They can't study the study. They can't get before it. We have guardrails. So the after does not vacation in the before. The after is bound in the after. Yes? This is the after is an appearance in the before, and allow a little of that before to sprinkle on the after, and you'll travel a lot later. That's the way it works. Yeah. You're not traveling later because you have better techniques to deal with all the shit. You've lost interest in dealing with shit. That's basically more like it. Yeah. And really, what more do you want? I'm traveling later through my chest on fire. Traveling later, my sinuses are threatening me to close off. Yes. All right, what am I going to do? Last years, I just been doing nothing. Seems to work. Things come and go. Yeah. Did anything that ever went remember itself being here? I don't believe so. Does the comet that shoots through the sky remember it was in the sky? I don't think so. I don't. I think life is just like what a dream is when you wake up in the morning. You may hold it for a little bit, but it dissipates like everything else. Yes? The only thing left standing is always us. Always us. Yeah. We're the whole basis of this whole event. Yeah. We can live a life based on the after side, or hopefully just lose interest in that kingdom and fall into another one, so to speak. Yeah. See how it works. The head sometimes presents itself a lot. Yeah. Especially when you get sick. It somehow the sickness combines with the volume. And so you hear stuff. Yeah. That's duality, more or less. volume goes up, volume goes down. But what's actually hearing it all? Yeah? Is that which is being talked about that which is hearing? No. What's being talked about incessantly is you, a you that you're not. Yeah? The same thing's happening in everyone's head, just with different names and scenarios, but it's the same. Mental process has one movement, which is to claim. Yeah. How does it imply something that isn't so to be so? It keeps on talking, which is the selfing, and then the selfing sort of leads us to take that we're a historical self. That's what really blows my mind. If something was done and you thought you did it right now, yeah, it would be pretty easy to forget. But when something is done and then the claiming of it arises, it claims you as the historical doer. With that one hit of that one doing, it triggers a whole history of being the doer. So let's say one thing fell on you, and that one thing triggers the weight of 8,000 things. It would seem to have an impact, yes? So I'm into seeing what I'm not. I am. It reveals itself if you just sit still, check it out. Let's take knowing him or not. I have a lot of respect for this guy Huang Po for some reason. Always liked him. This Chinese Zen guy, 1200s, I think. I liked him a lot because he had a scribe that was one of his followers for the emperor's court. So he wrote the talks down after the guy talked, not like 300 years later. So sort of out of the horse's mouth. And he would say a simple thing: whatever can be perceived cannot be perceived. Pretty good. So perceived, not perceived. This is pure negation. Yeah. Affirming what's going on, perceived, then negating its the assumption that it's living by, which is the perceived is the perceiver. It's pure negation. It's beautiful. It says, just like Jesus says, you're in this world, completely everyone agrees, and you're not of this world. Pure negation. Beautiful. This is pure negation because you and I, whatever can be perceived, oh yeah, cannot be that which is perceiving. Wow. Beautiful. Can you imagine how quick all the pieces on the board just got removed? Like one swoop, cut the whole fucking thing. Go up in the head after hearing that and listen to the head for 5 minutes. And its whole premise is based on what's perceived is what's perceived. Can't be more opposite, I swear. Yeah. So I'd rather have faith in an imaginary historical figure called Huang Po than this head. so this head has misled many a day. So whatever can be perceived cannot be perceiving. Okay, so we all experience seeing us, yeah? We're off the board. Maria, the one I call Maria is not what's perceiving. And the one Maria calls Paul is not what's perceiving. Why? Because it's able to be perceived. If it's able to be perceived, it's not what's perceiving. That's the rule of the game. Okay, we fall under that rule. We're disqualified. Wouldn't that be nice if we could actually get it? Yeah. What happens before? Yeah. Before lose a lot of interest. You lose an interest in stuff. Yeah. All the stuff. And you're just here now incessantly. I think that's the best we can do, bro. I don't think you and I are going to take 12 steps into fucking some weird thing where you're never going to feel what you never felt, really. We're just trying to take the noun off it now before it gets fucking gilded by all your practices as the noun. Yeah, you're going to be stuck with a huge motherfucker if it goes through the 12 steps of whatever it is, rude awakening. Yeah. You don't see, it's just going to be claimed. Everything's going to be claimed. It doesn't work. If you see it, it doesn't, it actually can only happen if you don't see it. If you see it, it doesn't work. When you see it claiming, the claiming doesn't lock in. It's when you're not seeing it and it's just a basic assumption that's never being looked at. It's having a huge sway. Incredible. Yeah. It has you pointing in the exact opposite direction. You're trying to get out of what you're not in, and you're trying to get into what you're not out of. It's amazing. Yeah, that's why he said the greatest mystery, being ourselves reality, is reality wanting to attain reality. I mean, he said, one day you're going to get this and you're going to laugh. You're going to laugh. I wish I had it because it's beautiful. And you can do it right now. Yeah, you're going to laugh a whole lot when it dawns on you. Yeah. That's exactly what you seemingly were doing. We're trying to attain reality as reality. Yeah, so I think I got to keep it slow. Remember when I used to go off and I had Deb in the room saying, keep it down. I need that. There's no Deb here. Can't get too excited or my lungs may burst. So we're under attack. We want all of you Zen bitch slappers to send us some good energy. There's some demonic possessions we ran into in Sicily. I think they were hiding in the cannolis. One of us ate a cannoli and it started this fucking domino effect. Send help, please. And maybe some gluten-free shit. All right, well, let's open it up. Everyone here is exhausted. So anyone here, Terry?
Mike, are you there? I don't see any hands, Paul.
Well, then
anybody want to ask? All right, peace. Good.
Yeah, all right, but I'm going to go one. I haven't said hello to anyone yet. So
well, actually, I was going to comment that now I wish I had taken you on a great tour of the forest here and the rocks that are in the forest. Great rocks here.
Oh, at your house?
Yeah, there's even a New England stone wall.
Well, you'll have a chance, Mike, if you play your cards right.
No, if you play your cards right.
We'll swap cards, bro. Yeah. Yeah. I'll see them again, I hope. Yeah. Your yard. Where are you? I don't see you right now. Oh, that's you. You're laying down with the cat, I think. All right. Yeah.
No cat.
Hey, thanks, bro. Oh, no cat.
No, I mean that's the Buddha.
I can't see. My vision is demonically being obstructed.
Well, if your ears are good, you got a hand up from Steve.
Nice to see you.
You got a hand up from Steve. Can you hear me?
All right, yeah. Come on, Steve. Let's come on in.
Hey,
I've
Paul,
gone so far.
I just got a real quick report of something that's been happening.
Good.
A quality of stepping back at times and having a sense that
yes, you talked.
This whole body mind is just part of the flow of this objective world, and that there's observing of that going on. And it's very interesting noticing that. That's all.
Great.
And then
Great.
Steve.
Yeah, let it go.
So.
You'll have directions that will already be formulated. You won't have to do anything with them.
Yeah. And if you do this
from the I am, you're going to get very simple instructions. Blue is blue and red is red. Green is green. Yeah, yeah. I'm happy. I can see. I remember you shared it a couple of weeks ago. That's great. It is. Yeah.
Yeah. And
any thought out like it looks like you're before something that's after. That's a beginning. Now the head can feast on that idea, and then maybe it will get clear about the real before and all the after. Yeah. So this seeing what you used to not see is sort of a mini example of that, right? So
Yeah.
you weren't seeing this shit. That was seemingly the before, and now there's been a step back, and you're seeing it as an after, which brings some relief. Yes.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's the equation, so to speak. And it's valuable at that level, and it's valuable on, let's say, another level of the before, yeah. But these little before after examples are quite potent, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because the thing what the head does is it kills possibilities, really, or it neuters them. So
It shrinks them down.
possibility that's readily available now, it will begrudgingly, hold on, it will begrudgingly admit it, but it will say it can only happen later if you do this, this, and this, this, and this. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You can see it in recovery. A lot of possibilities if you're not drinking. Once you drink, the possibilities shrink. And usually, to everyone who has a real problem and they drink, the advice or directions are the same. Everyone go to a meeting. Da, 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 da. It's so possibility big, this way. So the head loves to inject possibility with time. Yeah, yeah, because then you're going to have to do yourself into it, and the possibility isn't about a doer. It isn't. It's like the blinders. It's like a myopic view with a bias. It's not just myopic, it has a bias. Yeah. It's looking out for itself, blocks out a lot of possibility when you're looking through the self-centered glasses. Yes. You can come to peace with that. It doesn't have to change, but it's nice to see it. And then what happens is the possibility of a panoramic view appears. And it's not like one has to go for the other to appear. The panoramic includes the myopic. The myopic does not include the panoramic. Yeah. So you see, there's not more seeing, there's seeing more. You see more about stuff. Yeah. And so as he just said, and I've watched you, Steve, some you have taken a step back, and it's going to, yeah, probably there'll be other step backs. It's not you doing it, but you will find yourself having taken a step back, and now you're seeing shit you used to look from. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
I mean, that's yeah, that's huge in a way. A lot of people never come out of these rings. They're always, the after is established as the before. Yeah, there's no possibility that there could be anything other than them as this. Just, and they're probably having a good dessert down here. They can, but for people that don't or can't live like that, can't adapt, or something's off, or they have a curiosity, or they're disgruntled or something, then that before just isn't. Since I was a kid, I just did not believe it. I just never believed that this was it. I didn't. Yeah. When I looked inside, I didn't see anything. I could see Peter Kennedy, my friend, and I thought I knew him and everyone. But when I went inside, I didn't find any idea of Paul. Really, it was very uncomfortable. And I had a big song and dance to keep people away, because I didn't know. It didn't seem like there was no one there. To tell you the truth, really. And I think that was probably one of the more truthful things that happened when I was young. Of course, you got to wear the garb after a while, and then a persona formulates, and now you're walking around as the after, trying to get some fucking relief any way you can. Yeah, yeah. So I found it here. What gave me this opportunity in this dream was getting struck sober, for sure, in this dream. And the non-duality is the basis of this life. Yeah, I've never looked at anything else since I heard about this, and I never had so many ahas that germinated, really, that didn't die on the vine, because they give you a very good understanding on duality. and it allows you to move through the misunderstandings before the misunderstandings sink the understanding. It has a potency that can really bring into stark contrast a lot of shit that lies in the weeds and plays, you know what I mean? Has a huge influence on you. You really see stuff. You do. Yeah. And and the awareness of stuff is going to inform you. Maybe not in a paper printed out, but you're gonna feel things, or sense things. And they're gonna be like hot. They're gonna be alive, and it changes. And yeah. And the beautiful thing is all the relevance and meaning we've given to the balance of good and bad in the after is going to all be erased. Nothing's ever fucking happened, actually. It's all happening, but nothing ever culminates into a happening. It just doesn't. More shit comes immediately. When does the happening stop? It's always happening. There's never the last happening or happening that pauses all happening. It's just, we give it meaning, big, special, huge, but more happenings keep coming. Yeah. Just like trying to, build a house in a river. The rivers just come rolling right through. So I feel like that's a nice flavor to start. Well, it moves me. That's all. It moves me. So anyone else, Steve, thank you. Thanks for reporting it in, bro. All the power of Zen
Thanks,
Bitch
Paul.
is behind.
If you do this next year, my intention is to be there. Thank you.
Well, I'll be there. We're gonna do it next Saturday. Yes.
No, I meant
we'll be in the.
I meant Sicily next year.
Oh, Sicily. Oh, yeah. It may be in Sicily, but it won't be right here. No. No. All right, but yeah, it could be in Sicily.
That one went over well.
Yeah, it went good. So John in Florida, very nice.
Hey, so Chris is okay? Chris didn't get
fine.
Hi, Chris.
No,
good.
Not yet.
What about Sherry?
No, Sherry's recovering. She got a little ill.
Oh, okay.
Huh? She's here, yeah, but she was one of the first to fall.
And Lisa?
A few days. Yeah.
And Lisa? Because she may.
So Lisa's made it through. She's not here now. She was tired. They went to a sulfur hot spring. They've been on boats and buses for 4 hours. So the whole group has split. There's the Remainers, which I am the head of, and then the other ones that are going out on the tours. The Remainers are here all day, and we're well represented here with Roman and Vlad. Yes, so I'm on the Remainer side at the moment. Yes.
Hey, you got time for Esther real quick?
Someone's there may be whatever.
Wait, Esther,
maybe the change in the lineage.
Esther, did you?
What?
Esther had her hand up.
All right, let me just say goodbye to John first. But John, nice to see you there, Florida. All right, Esther, you want to share? Come on in.
Yeah, your message of non-duality is keeping me alive. I was looking for awareness, but as the something else, and I wasn't finding it. And I just the sensations and the thief and the policeman activity sometimes becomes very, very loud and intense. And so I just keep hearing the message so that because when I break from out of it, it's like I can't believe I was ever in it. Like,
yes,
I mean, the intensity is just sometimes just whoa.
Yeah. Well then, but you have skillful means to deal with it. It's finite and it doesn't last that long usually. Yeah. So you can batten down the hatches because it's a quick moving storm. Yeah. So you know how to take care of that, Esther, don't you? Yeah.
Yeah.
And now you can luxuriate in just yeah, the beingness of the moment. Yeah. You have all the tools you need to rest and to deal with shit when there's unrest. Yeah. So you're in good hands.
Yes.
Great, great.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Thank you for the message. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. You're welcome very much. You are, Esther. I've been following you. Eh? I'm watching you. So. All right, let me continue to say goodbye. And then if anyone has something to say, they can say it, obviously. Marty, I don't know if the Wi-Fi is the best tonight, but forgive us.
It's very good.
We're a
Thanks.
Ram's group. We don't have my production design team didn't show up. So here you got it. We just wanted to reach out and contact my lovely friends in the community. So let's go to Chris. Chris, nice to see you, Chris. Yeah, very nice, bro. You doing well? Good. Yeah, good. Thank you. We've got Wendy V. I don't know if I met you, Wendy?
No, I came in a few weeks ago and I don't even remember the day. And I was at a meeting last night where they played a recording of you and everyone was sharing. And I had forgotten your name. And then I'm like, oh
They
yeah, I
played
forgot.
They played
And so,
recording
yeah.
of who?
You.
Oh, really? Did
And
they
then
ask
they
my
were-
permission?
I'm sure he knows you. I'm pretty
bet.
sure. I
Oh,
thought
that's-
you were coming in live. It turns out it was a recording. And so I'm new to this non-duality, but you were talking about A Course in Miracles, and I was in a thrift store recently and I picked up the Course in Miracles again for $1. I think it was
Oh, great.
$1. And so I have it open on my lap while you're sharing it, and I'm like, everything is like, the timing is just
Yes.
perfect.
Well, you know, honey, if we put up the last night's talk was on, or yesterday's talk was on page 468, I think, of the Course in Miracles. We went on a lengthy description of the Inner Light Foundation.
Oh my God, I wanted to record. I didn't know
Paragraph
which one.
The paragraph says, you'll see it. I think it's 468 in the Inner Light Foundation, the blue book of the Course in Miracles. Yeah, it's in the whole relationship chapter.
Okay,
yeah.
468. I just wrote that down. Yeah, you said something.
I think the paragraph starts with the word previously, and then from there it riffs for a couple of paragraphs.
It's chapter 22, section 2.
Oh, great! There you go.
At the beginning of chapter 22. The pages are different.
Oh, great! So she did you hear that, Wendy? Yeah.
No, could you say that one more time? I'm sorry.
Instead of the page, it's at the beginning of chapter 22. It's like the first section after the introduction.
Okay.
Right,
Thank you.
check it out. Yeah, check it out, and then if you can listen to the Zoom and see what you think. Yeah. We talked about it a lot last night.
I would love to. I was trying to get a hold of last night's recording. I appreciate it.
All right, you'll get it soon.
Thank you very much.
Oh,
Thank
you're
you
welcome.
for being here.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
Enjoy Cicely.
Okay. Tariq, my friend in Dover. Nice to see you, Tariq. I really, I feel like I really know you, Tariq, for all these times. So you're in my heart, brother. You don't want to be in my lungs, but in my heart right now. Yes. Bypass the lungs. You may be coughed up if you go there, so stay. All right, nice to see you. We got Sanjay. I think I've met Sanjay before. We've got Kimberly W. Nice to meet you, Kimberly. I don't think I've met you before. No, she's not responding.
I
Maybe
am.
She's not hearing me.
Hi.
Kimberly? Oh,
Can you hear me?
How are you?
I'm good. Just quickly,
Yes,
Paul.
yes.
I've known you for a long time via every one of your books, and I've like done everything, you know, Course in Miracles, non-duality, Neo-Advaita, name it, I've done it. But only recently have I reread some of your stuff, and now what you said today was so poignant. It clicked in that I was looking for the solution from the problem. And I never understood that when I read you before, but I do now, like, because I'm in a whole different place. But
Great.
hello.
Yeah.
So thank you for that.
Well, thank you for the hello, because a lot of times I get all the before that.
No,
and I
it's,
don't get to enjoy the hello. Great.
yeah, I
Good.
love it. Thank you. And
Good to see you.
you will see me again. And I just want to say this, hearing you now, you say it the same, but yet differently than you used to. And it's more succinct now, especially today's meeting you just had. There's no tangent. You don't pull any punches. You keep it tight, and it really hits home that way. For some reason, and maybe just because of where I'm at now, and I wouldn't be saying that earlier.
I'm like bad wine, get distilled over time, getting
yeah.
more distilled, less of the skin and more of the fruit. I hope. Anyway.
Well, thank you.
Nice to meet you, Kimberly. Thank you
too.
for this.
You're
Made me happy today. Mia, she's in